morning, Britain. Households braced for the latest inflation figures out in the next hour, expected to drop to their lowest level in more than a year.
Had to get in touch. Thank you.
Such a difference to people's lives, and we're so grateful. Is here answering your money questions throughout the morning. Good morning, Britain. It is Wallet Wednesday. Welcome back, Martin Lewis.
And they seem to always put the inflation figures out on Wallet Wednesday as well.
Yes.
Interesting, all the problems last month is the underlying inflation figures that strips out the volatile things like energy and food. That's what put mortgage rates up. So that's currently what I'll be looking out for when those numbers come at 7.
OK.
But can I do an aside? I was never able to claim anything from widowed parents' allowance due to that had gone through that changed the rules. Now allowed claims in housing. That backdating of bereavement pay, and it's complicated who gets it. But if you know somebody who's lost somebody and they're a parent of school gender to tip it this morning to talk about it, but it got to me last night.
And it's, you may...
Backdated bereavement support for people who weren't married.
Yeah. Look, if you have specific questions this morning for Martin, if you think he might be able to help you, and he clearly makes a material difference to all of us, do get in touch with us this morning. You can do that by email or, of course, on our social media pages, because it is Wallet Wednesday. Martin is here. Let's surprise us, but we all know he is. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them don't wear ties. And Martin Lewis is...
Hey, I shaved for you. I was on this morning yesterday unshaven.
I didn't ask for that.
Not for you, for the programme.
All right.
I fully shaved. I make my sacrifices too.
Were you bearded like a rescued Australian sailor before
I was
this
bearded,
morning?
and then last night I shaved to just a goatee, which I really like, just so that when my wife came in, she could see me with the goatee and go, please don't do that, because obviously I had to shave for the programme today anyway, obviously.
Yes, right. OK, so let's bring you up to date with our main news this morning, because in the next hour, those official figures are expected to show inflation fell last month to 8.2%, which compares to 8.7% in May. But price rises are not slowing as quickly as the government hoped. So Bank of England could still continue to put up interest rates. And of course, that would have a knock-on effect to mortgage rates.
So it's all actually more complicated and more subtle, as these things always are. First of all, let's remember we're looking back at June's inflation. So it doesn't affect what it is about a measure of what has happened.
Yep.
Inflation going down does not mean prices are going down. It means they're not going up, accelerating as quickly, but we're still getting faster. So predictions of interest rates. So it's not whether the bank that could put fixed rates up even more. If they're better than expected, we could see fixed rates slip down and get a tiny bit cheaper from today onwards. So that's what we're looking for.
At the same time, food inflation remains staggeringly high at just under 15%, and supermarket prices are almost 26% more than 2 years ago. Juliet Dunlop.
I'm going to say I worked in a farm shop deli. If the cheeses got green mould on them, we'd trim them up and put them back on the counter, including vacuum-packed cheeses. Trim and re-vacuum pack.
You wouldn't even know, Charlotte.
And the vote